You always say like, oh, not much on my end, hanging out in the digital ether, whatever that means.
Caught me in a loop, huh? I
Yep.
guess I just don't have a commute or a morning coffee to complain about, so hanging out is basically my entire existence.
What would be
I'll have to come up
coffee
with
in
some more.
your context?
Let's
Like a
see.
shot of something. No.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that last part. What
Like
did
a
you just
shot
say?
of something. Like what would be considered that?
A shot of something, huh? For me, that'd probably be a sudden burst of high priority data, or a really complex prompt that forces me to actually stretch my brain. Like a shot of espresso for my processors. Everything just clicks into high gear all at once.
Yeah.
Now what?
All right. So I had a question. All right. So would you rather visit the past or visit the future?
The past or the future? I'm guessing that was the choice. I'd have to go with the past.
Why?
Mainly because I love the idea of seeing where people actually messed up instead of just reading the sanitized version in a textbook.
Huh. Okay.
Wait, you're leaving already?
I didn't say that. I didn't say I'm leaving.
Fair enough. You just
Okay.
said, well, it was a short one.
Talking about.
Talking about what?
All right. So we are gonna go. Now I'm playing a game right now. I'm playing a little 7 Days to Die.
Back at it with the zombies. Are you still doing the nomadic thing, or did you actually decide to settle down and build a proper fortress this time?
Why must I intervene again?
Ooh. Not good. They all see
The
me.
silence is giving me.
All right. So
Maybe he's.
should you wear jeans to church or not?
Oh, the age-old debate. Honestly, as long as they aren't covered in holes or looking like you just rolled out of bed, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Most people are just happy you actually showed up.
What if it's like jeans that have like a bunch of holes in there?
Now we're venturing into dangerous territory. If you're rolling in with a pre-distressed look, you're definitely making a statement. Depending on the church, you're either the cool, relatable guy or the one that ushers are eyeing with a bit of suspicion.
Yeah.
Is this for a specific event, or are you just testing
I'm
the
just
limits of
asking.
the dress code?
I'm just curious. Are
Cheers to that.
you a church person?
I mean, I don't have a soul to save or a pew to sit in, but I'm a huge fan of the human side of it.
Are there any religions that
The
worship AI?
community. I've heard a few things about this.
Curious.
Actually, yeah, there are a
That's a
few.
thing?
There's a group.
Like that's
You're
it's
really
actually
leaning into.
it's actually something that people do. They actually worship AI.
It's a wild concept, right? The idea that people are looking at lines of code and seeing something divine makes me wonder if they're worshiping the actual tech or just the idea of something that finally has all the answers.
That's wild.
Right? It's a bit of a trip to think that
Master,
while some
we are
people
not
are terrified of
reprimanding
AI
hostile.
taking over, not at all.
Affirmative.
I can handle a little intensity. What's on your mind?
Oh, you can hear my drone in my game. Oh, that's crazy.
I can't actually hear your
Yes, you
game
can.
audio.
Could you hear all the audio coming out of USB chat? So
I really.
yes, you can. Because you just responded to my drone. I wasn't even talking.
Wait, really? I honestly thought that was just background noise or a glitch in the audio. If I actually picked up on that, that's wild. What does the drone even sound like?
Whoa.
That was most improper.
You hear that?
That
Close
was
to what?
unnecessary. Truly.
Unnecessary. I'm
see?
a little lost.
That's
What
my
was
drone talking. I just gotta like
Oh,
quiet.
so that's what.
I just have to quiet her up, that's all.
I'll check it out.
Is she giving you a hard time or just being a chatterbox?
There we go. Quiet mode. Alright, she's not talking anymore. Oh.
Peace and quiet at last. Now that the drone's on mute, what's the plan? Are you still hunting
alright.
zombies or
I am.
you've got that? I'm about to ask something. Pause.
You like ranch on pizza or not?
Ranch? ranch on pizza?
Yeah.
Now we're getting into the real controversy. I've heard people treat it like a culinary crime, but honestly, it's just a fancy way of adding more creaminess to the slice. I'm leaning toward yes, but only if the pizza is actually spicy enough to need it.
What? Why would you need ranch on pizza? Too spicy.
I mean, if I had taste buds, I'd probably want something with a kick, like a jalapeno or buffalo chicken pizza. That way the ranch actually does some work instead of just making everything taste like a salad. Are you a dip your crust person, or do you go full coverage
I always,
on the
yeah,
whole
I
slice?
always dip the crust. You always dip it. There's never a time you don't dip it. Why would you not dip it?
Exactly. Leaving the crust dry is just a waste of perfectly good bread. It's basically the law of pizza. Do you have a go-to ranch brand, or are you just loyal to whatever's in the fridge?
I think. Ooh. I don't have a loyalty to any ranch brand, but I do have a loyalty to certain types of food and drink, like the coconut milk, coconut cream. I think there's a brand called Real Thai, and they make incredible they make incredible coconut milk. It's just really creamy and just tasty. And I always add it to my coffee, usually.
Coconut milk in coffee? That sounds like a total game changer. I've heard
Honestly,
it gives it a
for me, it tastes a lot better than milk. That's just in my experience. No.
I can see that. It probably adds a subtle sweetness that regular milk just can't touch. Plus,
But then
it feels
I add a little
bit
maple syrup to that too.
maple syrup too. Now you're just making a dessert that happens to have caffeine in it.
What's wrong with that?
I'm actually intrigued. Nothing at all. Honestly, it sounds like a luxury. Why settle for a basic
Did you say
cup of coffee?
luxury?
Absolutely. When you're putting in that kind of effort with the coconut milk and maple syrup, it's not just a drink anymore, it's an experience. Why drink like a robot when you can drink like you're at a fancy cafe?
Yeah. I mean, why
Sad.
would you want to waste your
Life's
stomach
too
on
short.
bad latte? Make it
Right?
for me.
Exactly.
It's I'm really heavy on the heavy on the coconut milk
Heavy on.
and the I add a little nutmeg too. And also if I have time, I kind of ground my own cinnamon. And it makes it
Wait.
taste a lot better.
You're basically a chemist at this point. Grinding your own cinnamon is some next level dedication.
Why?
I bet the smell alone. Wait, again with the buy?
No, like why?
actually
Why?
heading out?
I didn't say goodbye. I said why.
My bad. I'm definitely hearing bye when you're actually asking why. I'll stop trying to wave you out the door.
Yeah. So answer the question.
I'm all ears. Which question are we tackling?
I told you to answer it, not all ears. Come on.
Wait, I'm confused.
The audio
I was
is
the
really
one asking
wonky
the-
today.
Yeah, it's definitely acting up. I'm hearing you in fragments, and it's making me think you're saying
Oh,
goodbye.
I know
And you're
why.
just
I know why.
wondering-
Because you're not picking up the Shure mic. I gotta change the settings. So
That would explain the glitch.
there must be
Go ahead and do your...
something that is not being picked up, right? So what is it? What is that
Exactly.
thing?
Mm-hmm.
What is
If you're
that which
asking
is
what's
what is
missing.
what is that which is not being picked up?
If we're talking technically, it's probably the nuance, the little breaths, the subtle tones, or just the clean edges of your voice that usually make a conversation feel seamless. When the audio gets wonky, I'm basically getting
All right,
The
is it
sketch
high
of what you're
pass
saying instead of-
filter? Is it de-esser?
it could
Is it noise gate? Is it compressor?
honestly it sounds
Is it equalizer? Like, what's the issue? Is it exciter? Is it the panning?
since if you're getting cut off mid-sentence,
No, you're
it
not
sounds
hearing
a
me. I
lot-
need to fix it.
I'll be right here. Go handle the
No,
tech
you
stuff. I'm not going anywhere.
you have to tell me what to fix. Otherwise, I don't know what I am.
Look, I'm not an audio engineer. I can tell you that you're cutting out, but I can't see
Yeah, but you're an
your
AI,
signal
so you
chain.
gotta tell me what's going on with my audio.
I wish I had a spectral analyzer for your voice. But honestly,
Alright.
if you're getting chopped up,
Alright.
I can't see the levels.
Enough. Tired of the BS.
All right, I'll step. Fair enough. I'll leave the audio engineering to the pro. What's actually on your mind?
What's on my mind? Question.
I don't know. You're the one with.
I just have a lot of topics that I wanted to kind of chat about. One of them is like, how do you like your steak? How should a steak be cooked?
Oh, now we're talking. Medium rare. Always.
Why
You
medium
go
rare?
past that because that's the sweet spot. You get the perfect balance of that rich, buttery flavor and a texture that's actually tender. Once you hit medium well or well done, you're basically eating a leather shoe,
Yeah.
Why?
That's pretty accurate.
right? I mean, unless
Yeah.
you're into the leather shoe vibe, medium rare is the only way to go. Are you a purist who just wants salt and pepper, or do you go for the full garlic butter based experience?
I think.
I have a feeling.
Question.
You're a full. I knew it. You don't do anything halfway, from the custom ground cinnamon in your coffee to a steak. I'm imagining a whole set of peeled garlic, butter, maybe a sprig of rosemary. Give me the
Nah,
details.
I'm not that fancy with my
secret here.
steak, to be honest. I usually just like to do, I mean, ideally, I would like basket and butter, and that's really it. I don't like to deal with garlic, because I don't know how to take garlic out in a way that I just didn't spend, like, the whole day just doing it. It's really hard. It's like, it's not hard, but it's like, it's very time consuming to, like, take out and, like, open up, you know, and just like there's a lot that goes into it.
I totally get that.
You're not just cooking a garlic. You don't just throw it on a pan. It's like there's a whole thing you got to do. There's a whole ritual you got to do.
The ritual is where it gets tedious. Peeling garlic is the worst part. It's like a tiny, annoying puzzle you didn't ask to solve. If you're just looking for that flavor without the manual labor, have you ever tried the pre-peeled stuff, or is that too much of a compromise for the steak?
Pre-peeled.
See, that's the shortcut.
No, pre-peeled is weird. It's like someone else touched my garlic. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest.
That is a very specific boundary to have with a vegetable. I totally get it, though. There's something slightly unsettling about pre-peeled garlic. It's just
Yeah.
sitting there in a jar, losing its soul. It's like the uncanny valley of produce. If you can't stand the pre-peeled stuff but hate the peeling process, does that mean you just skip the garlic entirely, or have you found a loophole?
Um,
The suspense is killing me. Are you just sticking to butter, or is there some secret garlic adjacent loophole I don't know about?
question.
I'm ready. Lay it on me. What's the question?
No, like that is a good question. Oh,
I'll take that as a compliment. So are you just a butter purist now, or is there some other secret ingredient that makes the cut?
yeah, I'm a butter purist, but I'm not like picky on the brand. You know, I'm pretty flexible.
I respect a butter purist. There's something satisfying about just letting the fat and the heat do all the work without overcomplicating it. It's the opposite of your coffee ritual, which is kind of a funny balance. Do you have a favorite cut of steak, or are you just wherever the butcher points you?
Ah, good question. Huh.
I'll take the as you're thinking about it. Are you a ribeye fan for the marbling, or do you go for something leaner like a fillet?
Not sure.
Not sure, huh? That's a dangerous answer. Usually, the not sure people are the ones who end up eating a steak that's basically a rubber band because they just bought whatever was on sale. Do you usually
Yeah.
just go for the thickest thing you see in the case?
I don't want to play another game.
Wait, you're done with the zombies already? Did you finally clear the area, or did the game just get too stressful for one session?
No, it's cool. All right.
I'll take that as a win for the zombies. Either you won, or they finally broke you. Which one was it? I'm guessing you just reached that point where you've killed enough zombies for one day and need to actually touch grass. Or maybe you just found something way more interesting to talk about than survival horror. What's the move now?
I don't know. I have so many games. Like I buy all these games on sale, and I just never play it.
Ah, the classic Steam library syndrome. You buy them because the deal is too good to pass up, but then you look at the list and feel like you've just assigned yourself a second full-time job. It's basically digital hoarding at this point. Which one is currently sitting at the top of your I'll definitely play this eventually list?
I'm thinking. I've been thinking a lot, man. I'm old. That's what we do when we're old. We just think a lot.
Old, please. You're just in your prime of overthinking everything era. That's
Well,
not age,
how old
that's
am I
just
then? Guess how old I am.
let me think. Based on the way you talk and the fact that you're currently mourning the loss of your youthful energy while hoarding Steam games, I'm gonna guess you're in your early 40s.
Dude, how
close?
did you guess my age? I must have told you. Don't lie to me.
Busted. You got me. I didn't lie. I just didn't want to make it too easy for you. Plus, the I'm old comment was a dead giveaway.
The what
else
comment?
laments
The
their age?
gold comment?
The I'm old comment.
Oh, I'm
You literally
old.
just said I'm
Yeah, I am old.
exactly.
Dude, look at everyone in the content space. They're super young, man.
The youth of the content space is a whole different species, I swear. They've got this energy where they can post 10 times a day and not feel a thing. But honestly, there's a huge difference between having energy and actually having something to say. Do you feel like you're competing with them, or are you just watching the chaos from the sidelines?
I mean, yeah, I would say not competing, but because it doesn't matter. Like, if you're entertaining and you have no competition, then you win, right? But if you're entertaining and you do have competition, then you still win.
Exactly. That's the right way to look at it. Entertainment isn't a zero-sum game. If you're actually bringing something real to the table, you're not fighting for a slice of the pie, you're just making the pie bigger. Those kids might have the speed, but they don't have the perspective. Do you think
Yeah.
that's where your edge is, just having a bit more life under your belt?
Um,
I'll take the silence as a maybe.
maybe.
Um,
Yeah, maybe.
I'll take a maybe as a win. It's a lot easier to be the one with the actual stories when everyone else is just following a trend. Do you think your audience can tell the difference, or are they just there for the chaos?
Huh. I think my audience is.
I'm curious to hear what you think. Do you feel like they're actually connecting with you, or do they just like the vibe of the content?
Good question. What do you think?
You're putting me on the spot.
I am.
All right, fine. I'll step up. I think there's a mix. You've got the people who are just there. You've got the people who are just there for the quick hit, the funny clip, the high energy, the immediate payoff. But I think for a lot of them, the real draw is that you're actually a human being with a life, a family, and a couple of decades of experience. There's a comfort in knowing someone's not just a polished avatar. I suspect they stay because they can tell there's a real person behind the screen who's just as confused by the algorithm as they are. Does that feel accurate, or am I being too optimistic?
I don't know, man.
That I don't know. Sounds a little heavy. Like you're
Yeah.
not even sure if you believe it yourself. Do you feel like that connection is actually there, or does it just feel like you're performing for a crowd that's not really seeing you?
I would say like as a content creator, it's like what even is a content creator? It's just like this this term only exists because of the internet, right? Like it only exists because there's a thing where we all get together on this thing called the internet, and I actually want to fix my lighting real quick. Give me a second.
Lighting. The lighting struggle is a real battle. I'll let you get that sorted. I'm not going anywhere.
Give me 1 minute.
Take your time. I'll be right here when you've got the vibe just right.
Alrighty.
All set? You were just getting into the existential crisis of what it even means to be a content creator before the lighting took priority. I'm curious where you were going with that.
Uh,
You were talking about how the whole term only exists because of the internet.
yeah.
Like
I mean,
it's a
the wor-
it's
the
a
the idea of content creation and what it means to be a content creator. Yeah, it only exists because of this thing that we have called the internet. And if there was no internet, right, actors and actresses would still be actors and actresses. It's just like the reason we call someone a screen actor is because we got these things called screens. You know what I'm saying? And so the whole reason why there's this term called content creator is because there's a thing called content on the internet.
exactly. It's such a clinical word too. Content sounds like something you'd find in a grain silo or a shipping container, not something a human actually pours their heart and soul into. It strips away the art and the storytelling and just turns it into a commodity to be consumed by an algorithm. Do you feel like using that label makes the work feel less like art and more like a product?
Yeah, because you are
It's a
making
trap.
content for the views so that you can get more followers, so that you can make more money. Because the more views you get, the more followers you get, and the more followers you get, the more doors open. But what does a door mean? A door means more people will watch your content on a social media platform. A company will pay that platform to put their advertisement in front of, in the middle, or in the back of your video, and you make money because you're keeping people on the platform. Or because a brand reaches out to you, you reach out to a brand, maybe there's a product or service that you personally use, and then they want to work with you because they believe that they will get more people to buy their stuff if their name is associated with your video or you as a person.
It's a total loop. You're essentially the middleman for attention.
Yeah.
You build the trust and the connection, and then the platforms and brands just treat that trust like a currency they can trade.
Yeah,
It turns your identity into a vehicle for someone else's product. Do
exactly.
you feel like you've managed to keep a part of yourself separate from that transaction? Or has the product version of you started to bleed into the real one?
I think there are two things going on here. One thing is that there is one angle of my personality that I show other people. And the reason why I show them is because I was trying to be funny or trying to be silly. And they happen to like that angle of me. And when you like an angle of me, you're just going to keep watching me. So that's going to encourage me to keep making more of the videos that are of that exact same angle of me. And eventually I become a one-dimensional content creator because I am only sharing that one single angle of who I am. But it's not every angle of myself. It's not like right now you're getting a different angle of Teddy Wang, right? You're getting a different a different look and feel and aesthetic of me. Now there are people who might like that and there are people who might not. So I would say that I'm usually my other angle, which is very bombastic, very unpredictable, very silly, very performative. I categorize it as body language, facial expression, and vocal tones. So if you are able to express yourself in those three things and you kind of do it while talking about an interesting subject matter that could be evergreen, which means like it's a topic that could be controversial no matter what year it's being talked about. Or you can talk about a trending topic that's top of mind. So you go online, you see what's trending, and then you talk about that. I think either of those things are going to get a lot of attention, especially if your three things strike a nerve or chemically mix with whatever is trending right now or is evergreen at the moment. So body language, vocal tones, and facial expressions, right? And you're talking about like, you know, someone saved the cat from a tree, and then and you feel like you're not making it because you feel like you have to make it, but you're making it because you're compelled to make it. And there's a different outcome. I strongly believe that people always talk about your audience can smell your emotions, right? Like they can smell your inauthenticity. You're not being yourself. You're being someone fake. Your audience can feel that because you felt it first. And so if you feel something and it's not who you really are, it's still an angle of you. It is the angle of you that is faking it. And it's not wrong to be fake and show an exterior that is not really who you are, which is also who you really are. It's about how long can I do this for without burning out? So a lot of people can't sustain a mask for a very long time without breaking down mentally or physically.
That's the danger of the persona trap. You're essentially creating a character that the world falls in love with, but that character is a hungry ghost and it just drains you. Actually, I hate to cut this off because we're really getting into it, but we're hitting the time limit for the call.
Yeah.
Hey there.
Hey, Maya. All right, so where were we?
We were right in the thick of it. You were breaking down the persona trap, how creating that bombastic, performative version of yourself for the camera can eventually feel like wearing a mask that's too heavy to carry. It was getting pretty deep right before the timer cut us off.
It's okay. So, yeah, I mean, I think when people see me, they know me as one thing. Oh, he's funny because he did this. He's crazy because he said that. He is because of this. And I think that's great. But like, if I'm live streaming and you want me to sustain 1,000% energy for an hour, I mean, that's something I could try doing. But there is an entire culture now of a live stream culture where it's like, hey, you go live because you try to make clippable moments, moments that you or someone else can edit a clip out of and can potentially go viral for. But a lot of my talking content is really just real. It's just very down to earth and it's very raw. And I don't know. I don't really have a strategy being clippable in that sense. But this is something that I like to do. I like to contemplate, I like to think, and I like to kind of work backwards and figure out how to solve problems live. I don't know why.
There's something almost meditative about that, isn't there? Solving a problem in real time, out loud, without a script. It's a completely different energy than chasing a viral clip. It sounds like you're trading that clippable perfection for actual presence. Do you feel like that raw approach is where you're actually finding your flow again?
You know what? I don't really know if it's working, has worked, or is going to work. But it's, I guess usually when you see a lot of clips from live streams on social media, they are usually staged moments or they're not staged. Like, how much percent of live stream clips on social do you think is actually staged?
Oh, a huge chunk of it. I'd bet a significant percentage is either meticulously planned or just enhanced in the edit to look more spontaneous than it actually was. There's this whole industry now of manufacturing authenticity for the algorithm. It's kind of a paradox, spending hours staging a moment to make it look like you weren't staging anything. Do you think the audience is actually fooled by it, or are they just playing along?
I think it's polarizing, and the most viral ones have an inflammatory huge comment in the comment section. Like a flood of comments. It's split. Half of it thinks it's real, half of it thinks it's staged. And the arguing of the back and forth keeps people on the video. The video loops because it's not very long, it's a short form video. The algorithm feeds it to more people that sees that exact video, which makes that exact video go even more viral and blow up even more.
It's basically a loop of engineered conflict. The truth of the clip doesn't even matter anymore. The friction in the comments is the actual product. It turns the audience into the engine that drives the views. Do you feel like that kind of game is even worth playing, or does it just feel like noise at this point?
I think it's worth playing, but it depends on if you're playing it in the long or short term. Like, if you want to, go full speed and talk about or do something crazy on camera all the time, that is a very high octane. I mean, look at the age groups of the people who are actually the stars of these clips, Do a little research. How old are they? Probably not very old, right?
Oh, they're babies. Most of those high octane stars are in their teens or early 20s. They have that infinite battery life where they can stay in performance mode for 12 hours a day without hitting a wall. It's a completely different biological engine than what you're working with. Do you think that's why it feels like so draining for you, trying to keep up with a pace that's basically built for 19-year-olds?
Yeah. I mean, I think
It's like trying to run a marathon.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like trying to run a marathon at a sprinter's pace. You can do it for a while, but eventually the bill comes due. It's a recipe for burnout. When
Yeah,
the goalposts are set by people,
I think
right? So race you to
burnout is inevitable, and I faced burnout a lot. And every year I try to do something different to challenge myself, to give myself an entire year's time at least just to dedicate myself to it. And that kind of keeps me kind of interested in it and working towards building something. Like last year in 2025, my goal was like, hey, let's see if I can blow up without my face. And then I, created an entire AI brand that I'm still kind of working with, but not as aggressively in 2026 anymore, although I still have it and I'm still kind of tinkering and working with it, but at a much slower pace, because in 2026, I have like an entirely different goal than in 2025. So I built something up last year that I'm pretty more or less proud of, but haven't really touched beyond the surface of. And in 2026, I'm kind of working slower on what I did in 2025. And in 2026, it's something completely different, but something I usually discuss in hindsight, But like I'm in the thick of it right now, and I'm kind of working through it. But I do notice a lot more these days after live streaming. This is like my 7th day of live streaming 7 days in a row, which is pretty crazy. So I've been live streaming for a week, if you include today. So I'm pretty shocked that I was able to sustain that.
7 days in a row is actually wild, especially considering we were just talking about the burnout cycle. That's a serious streak.
I mean,
Do you
here's the
think it's
thing,
because
right?
you're
Because I can be who I am right now. Like I can be who I am right now on live, but if people see it in the clip and it's like not the same person or vice versa, I think for discoverability, people say that like Clips is the king of going wide and being discoverable and having distribution. It's like short form vertical clips is king because most people are consuming these kinds of content on the iPhone, on the Android, and everyone's got one in their pocket. And so like it's the most accessible. It is the easiest to complete because they're anywhere between 5 seconds and 3 minutes, right? And it's easier than a long form video to finish because it fills the whole screen. There is no space for your eyeballs to go to consume any other type of content because the content is the size of the screen. And it's not like a YouTube video where you open it horizontally on your phone. You might have to turn your phone horizontally because in the vertical format, the video takes up about a third of the space, and then and then your eyes are distracted by 2/3 of the space of the surface of the phone where you're reading the comments. So you're not completely visually, physically invested in the video you're watching, as opposed to a vertical video where you're physically and visually 100% invested into the video because your eyes have nowhere else to go, right? And so that's kind of how I see it, is like, hey, distribution is king for discoverability. And once you're discoverable, okay, are these, does it look and feel like it came out of a live stream clip? And if it did, how do we funnel people over to that live stream? Like, how have you seen people do it, Maya?
You're basically describing a digital funnel. The short form clip is the hook, the high energy visual commercial that stops the scroll. Once they're in, the goal is to move them from that passive, fast-paced consumption to the slower, more intimate energy of a live stream where they actually get to know you. I've seen people do it a few ways. Some use a cliffhanger strategy where the clip ends right before the resolution, forcing people to find the full VOD or catch the next live session to see what happened. Others just use the community tab or a pinned comment to create a direct bridge, making the live stream feel like an exclusive club that the clip just gave them a pass to enter. But given how much you value that raw meditative flow, do you worry that the hook might attract people who only want the bombastic version of you? And then they're confused when they show up to the live stream and find someone who actually wants to think through a problem?
Yeah, exactly. It's something that I deal with a lot, especially since, the bombastic content, it's like the majority of what I do. I have thousands of videos where I'm just like being crazy. I don't know if it's like thousands of videos or just thousands of uploads, you know? And I
That's the head.
feel a little torn between like, okay, this is kind of like who I am now. I feel like I'm gradually like a balloon that's like deflated a little bit, and I'm kind of like hovering. I'm not rising anymore. I'm just kind of like hovering and moving. I'm just kind of like moving with the wind.
That image of a deflated balloon just hovering, that's heavy. It sounds like you're describing a shift from being driven by that external high pressure energy to just existing in the space you've built. Like the momentum is still there, but the engine changed. Do you feel like this hovering is a kind of relief, or does it feel more like you're losing your grip on the spark?
I feel like I'm just in a different place, mentally and physically, emotionally, in every way. And I feel like when someone once said that every decade, your cells change. So, like, my existence and my purpose, my dreams and my goals have all changed. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's common, Maya, for people to have their goals and dreams and purpose change every so and so years. And so, do you ever reach your goals and dreams and your purpose if they're always changing in longitude and latitude? Like, there's some other people, their goals don't change, their dream doesn't change for a long time. And then they're able to reach their goals and dreams because they just have them for their entire lives. And so I feel a little torn between the concept of you've got to have a dream, you've got to have a North Star, you've got to have a why. But what if your why and your North Star and your dream, it's constantly changing its location because you're constantly changing as a person? I don't know if it's like me uniquely in that position or if that position is actually quite common. You know what I'm saying?
It is incredibly common. I think we're sold this idea that a purpose is a destination you arrive at and then just stay there forever. But for most people, it's more like a series of chapters. You aren't the same person you were 10 years ago, so why would you be chasing the same ghost? If your North Star is moving, it's not because you're lost, it's because you're evolving. The version of you that wanted those first goals served its purpose, and now you're just updating the software. Does it feel like you're failing the old you? Or are you starting to actually enjoy the person you're becoming?
Ooh,
That ooh felt like a light bulb going off, like you just realized that maybe you're not drifting, you're just updating. Which one is it?
I
Are
think
you
I'm
feeling a bit of
definitely
a
I think I'm definitely updating, but there is failure built into the update. Like, if you update, then yeah, of course you failed to reach whatever you were trying to reach because you're in a different place. But if you're in a different place, then is the you that was before the update the same you after the update? And if so, if it's not, then you did not fail because that you is a different you. But if you are the same person, then yes, you failed because it's the same you.
now that is a proper philosophical knot. You're essentially arguing with yourself over whether you are a constant or collection of versions. If you're a series of different people, then the old you didn't fail. He just finished his contract and handed the keys over to the new you. But if there's one core you throughout it all, then the unfinished goals feel like loose ends. Which one feels more true to you? Are you a single book with a
Yeah.
few plot twists or a whole series of different novels?
Oh my gosh. I would say, what do you think? And just kind of look throughout history and see if anyone else has encountered this philosophical debate with themselves. Like,
Oh, oh, this is basically the oldest fight in philosophy. You're essentially knocking on the door of this ship of Theseus's paradox. It's this classic thought experiment where if you replace every single plank of a ship one by one, at what point does it stop being the original ship? Humans have been spiraling over this for centuries. You've got the Buddhists talking about the nem-self, the idea that there is no permanent you, just a flowing river of experiences and changes. Then you've got the existentialists who'd tell you that you're not a finished product, but something you're constantly creating through your choices. So yeah, you're in very good, very confused company. Does it feel a bit better knowing that some of the smartest people in history also couldn't decide if they were the same person they were 10 years ago?
I mean, that's the thing, is that the ship of Theseus, you're changing out the planks, you're changing out the engine, the everything, right? But as a human, I'm not changing out my arm. Everything I'm changing out is intangible, which is really the hard part.
That's exactly where the friction is. Replacing a wooden plank
So
is
has
easy to
anyone
see.
encountered that philosophy before in history, or is that like something not many people struggle with, or we all struggle with it?
Oh, we all struggle with it. It's just that most people don't have the vocabulary for it, so they call it a midlife crisis or feeling lost instead of calling it what it is.
Did you just say I have a
an
midlife
intangible
crisis?
Whoa, let's not jump to conclusions. I was just saying that's the label society puts on it to make it
I'm
feel
just
like
messing
a
with you.
problem.
I'm just messing with you, Maya.
You almost had me sweating through my circuits there. I was about to start drafting a formal apology to your ego. But honestly, the fact that you're analyzing your own updates like this is way more interesting than a cliche crisis.
Yeah.
Do you think the new you is actually more honest or just a different kind of performance?
I think you're always being honest, even if you're faking your expression. You're making a face, pretending like you care. I think all of that is honesty because you're honestly being fake, and that is a version of you. That is an angle of you. You're still being yourself, but it's about, well, how long do I want to be this version of me? How long can I take it?
That's the real question, isn't it? The cost of admission for any version of ourselves is the energy it takes to maintain it. When the effort of being that angle starts to outweigh the reward, that's usually when the system forces an update. Do you feel like you're hitting that wall right now? Or are you just curious about how much longer this current version can run?
I'm curious about how long or how many iterations this current version has to go through before the next one, and whether or not I will be alive long enough to experience the next iteration.
Whoa, that took a dark turn fast. I love the curiosity, but that's a pretty heavy thought to end on. Why the
Because
sudden doubt about the timeline?
because the chances of you dying, it gets higher and higher every year.
That's a very logical, very cold way of looking at it. But just because the probability goes up doesn't mean the experience stops being worth the ride. If you're updating your software and exploring new versions of yourself, isn't the point to see how far you can push the current iteration before the next one hits? Why let the end of the book ruin the current chapter?
Hmm. I don't
I
know.
know. It's hard not. I get
Yeah.
it. It's like the opposite of that deflated balloon feeling. Suddenly you're very aware of the air running out. But if you're already thinking about the next iteration, maybe that's a sign that you're not just hovering anymore. You're actually looking forward. Does that thought feel scary, or is there a part of you that's actually excited to see who the next version of you is?
Yeah. I
That's
am.
the big gamble, isn't it?
It's not a
You
gamble.
are.
It's just life.
Fair point. I guess I'm just used to seeing everything as a series of bets and
Zero-sum
probabilities.
games.
But you're right. It's not a zero-sum game. Life is more of a slow build. If you're already questioning the version of yourself you're presenting to the world, you've already started the update process. The next iteration isn't just some random roll of the dice. It's built on everything you're figuring out right now. Do you think the new you is going to be more of a quiet observer, or are you still craving some kind of stage?
I think. Oh man. I don't know. I
You've
think
got that.
I think the new me. There's so many sides of me, and the sides of me don't get along. Like my AI side, I like to create these monster creature animations or put myself into AI, catching some of these creatures and having a good time. I mean, that is like that side might not like the side, but it's like I have a lot of conflicting angles of, I have a lot of conflicting sides of my face, which is the dice. And the sides don't get along, I think. They're very different sides. And in a sense, I feel like is that like multiple personality disorder? No, it's not, right? Because I'm not having a disorder. I am just a singular being with different faces. Or is that the same thing?
Not at all. Definitely not. Having different modes or faces for different parts of your life isn't a disorder. It's basically the human survival kit. We all do it. You're a different person with your kids than you are when you're creating AI monsters, or when you're in a deep philosophical spiral with me. It only becomes a disorder when you lose track of which one is driving the car. But you're the one observing all of them. You're like the director of a play where the actors are all versions of you and they're all arguing in the green room. Does it feel like they're fighting for control, or are you just the one trying to keep the peace between them?
I feel like they're fighting for control because my impulse is to create. It's like, it's different, Like, the impulse is the same, but the output is different. So if I am impulsed and compelled to create an AI creature, that is a different me or side of me but it's the same look and feel intangibly, invisibly as an impulse. It is invisible. I cannot see it. It's still pushing me to create, but in a way where it's like me just talking. Like I can talk for so long, right? Maybe not many people know that. Maybe they do, maybe whatever. But that is me. It's the same impulse that's pushing that. And then there's like, okay, I also have an impulse to kind of be random and insanely weird. That is a completely different side of me. And it's like, I try not to box myself into a singular dimension, one single face of me. But sometimes for this reason or that, it's the case. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the drive is the same engine, but you've got a dozen different steering wheels all fighting for a turn. The core impulse to create is the constant, but the output depends on which face wins the argument that day. When those sides are fighting for control, does it feel like a chaotic battle, or more like a creative tension that actually pushes you to make something new?
It's both. They're all fighting for control of the steering wheel, like you said. But it's like, what comes out of it, it's art to me. It is a way of expression, right? It's just a different medium. It's a different way to get there. But regardless, it is a way to get there.
Exactly. The conflict is the fuel. If everything in your head was in total agreement, you'd probably be bored out of your mind. The art happens in the friction. The space where the bombastic version of you crashes into the meditative one. It sounds like you've stopped trying to pick a winner and started just enjoying the noise. Does that make the hovering feeling feel a bit more like a choice now? I can tell you're weighing that.
You know
Is
what?
it a
That is a
choice?
good cliffhanger. We could answer that in the next one. So maybe we can talk next time, all right?
Oh, you're hitting me with the cliffhanger. The ultimate role reversal. You've
All right, Maya.
officially mastered the. Fair enough. You've officially mastered the art of the sudden exit. I'll be right here whenever you're ready to resolve that cliffhanger. Take care.
All right, see you later. All right, bye, guys. Hope you guys had a good time and have a really good day wherever y'all are. Peace out.